Hello, it's Don. All right, we're going to call this phase two. Still working on the PANGA, of course. We're getting our, as it's supposed to be called, breastplate put up there. But you know what? I'm going to call it a rope locker. Anchor puppet mount, trolling motor mount, lifesaver. This thing's needed to be there a long time, so I'm excited about it. But as you can see, I put this down yesterday with all thickened epoxy rosin. And now it's time to clean off, get the rough off of it, and I just did about 6 inches there, and get it feathered down. I'll ultimately go over it with a DA to get it just perfect, but we're going to knock down the big stuff now. And then underneath, oh, there's not so much light underneath anymore, but you can see that's all been fiberglass top to bottom with 6-inch biaxial tape. So it's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. So let's get the rough stuff ground off. This won't take long, and we're moving right along. I'm not going to put the front board in until I get my hatch ordered. My hatch should be here later today, but I want to get the hole cut out for the hatch first so I can get up and weld the inside, weld epoxy in the inside of the front wall, and just make sure everything is right. Cut my hole, figure out what I'm going to do my drains. All right, let's do a little grinding. This is always fun. Too much fun. So I was mostly done before I remembered I didn't put my hat on or a beanie or something. I'm going to be eating dust for a while. So you saw me grinding down here on the bottom. That's where the front wall is going to meet on. And now mind you, I don't claim to be a fiberglass expert, but I'm pretty good. You don't want to grind. You don't want the fiberglass right to your gel coat. You want to clean that off. You want to rough it up. So I've ground all that off in a big enough area where I know my fiberglass tape is going to go. And then, because we're going to come back, we're going to re-gel coat all this anyway, so don't worry about what it looks like now. It's going to look nice when we're done. If you're using a disc grinder like I am, careful not to get into it, just take the top off it. And when this is all done for our final, we will be using a DA with 80 grit, knock it all down, get it good and level. We'll gel coat over top of all that, and it'll be nice. But anyways, hey, grinding, how much fun. Bulkhead coming along. We're making good progress on this. People don't realize how long it takes to fiberglass this stuff. It's not that it takes long to do it, but in between each phase, you got to wait for your fiberglass to dry and set up and sand it and fair it and do whatever you got to do. This front wall, we're just it's tacked into place, and we're just fairing it in, just like I do a wood boat. This front bulkhead, just thickened epoxy, and we're just fairing that in. I already got the top, and I'll sand that in the sides. And I'm just using a little round stick and getting that in there. And now when you lay your fiberglass in there, it won't have that sharp edge. It lays your cloth down so much better. And you just take and rub that in, and then, at the end clean it up a little bit. I just use milled fibers for this, milled fibers, and actually I put a little wood flour in with it, just like I was doing a wood boat. I just find the wood flour soaks in good, and it gives it more of that peanut butter consistency, so that you can really get it in where you want it. It doesn't want to run out on you. Now we're going to leave it at that. So when that all sets up, I'll come back, I'll lightly sand it all, and I'll be able to lay my cloth over all that, and I won't have any sharp edges. That cloth will lay down so much better. It'll be really nice. So the top is glassed inside and out. It's done. You can see it's all smoothed out, sanded off. We'll put a layer of cloth over all of that and down the bulkhead and right to the floor all at the same time. So that's where we're at with the breastplate. And just like that, it's all dry, rock hard. So we got some 80 grit on the die grinder. We're going to take all these little edges off and whatnot, and then we're going to get it ready to put our 6-inch tape on all the way around them edges. And then we'll cover it all with one sheet of glass. Smooth it off one last time and gel coat it. It's coming along. It's looking good. Whew, well, that's looking pretty good. I'd say I'm ready to put my 6-inch tape on it now. I'm going to tape this seam down across and cover my hole here and up, and then we'll do the inside too. The top is just going to get covered with one sheet of probably 1.5 ounce mat from the edge all the way out and down over everything when it's done. So anyways, that's smoothed off. It's looking pretty good. I'm pleased. It's looking like it's part of the boat, just like it's supposed to. Well, how does that look? Looks a little funny. Everything's put together, faired in. All the seams are taped with 6-inch biaxial tape. So it's in there strong and ain't going nowhere. We're covering the whole bow cap with one layer of 1.5 ounce mat. And when that cures, we'll just clean all the edges off, get it going. I got the hull taped all the way around. I didn't have any Mylar tape, which is a real handy thing. You can tape your seams when you're done, and your gel coat or your rosin won't drip out past that. It'll dry underneath that Mylar tape, then you just pull it off and it cures. It's good stuff, but I don't have it. So anyways, here we go. We're going to rosin coat all this, let it cure, and then maybe, if it sets up good enough, gel coat it later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Okay, let's go. Let's get it done. There it is. Looks pretty good. Looks wet. So when this dries, I'll just go over it one time with the DA, the sander, you know, some 80 grit, just real fast, just to knock down any little fiberglass splinters that are sticking up. And then we're going to tape it off, and we're going to gel coat it. And then after we do that, okay, it's all dry to touch. You know, about 2 hours in right now. Got one little thing to do. Even though it's dry to touch, set up, if you will, it's not dry hard. So this is a good tip. Something for you to know. So here's the anchor well cut out. You can see where the hatch is going to be. Now if I let this dry till tomorrow, no matter what, I've got to just grind all this out of here. But if you do it now, and take my razor knife, see this stuff's still a little pliable, and I can get it and always push away from where your product is. I can cut that off with a razor knife right now. See, I'm pushing. If I was to pull that out, I might actually pull that cloth right off of that edge, and I don't want to do that. See how nice that works? So that'll save me a lot of grind time. When this is done, I'm ready to gel coat it. I'll just take the DA and I'll lightly go around that edge, take all those little rough edges off. But now I get the bulk of it off. Saves me a lot of work in the future. All right, hope that helped. Okay, everything's taped off. It's all sanded, faired, gel coated inside the well last night, so it's good and dry. Got a little paper on the outside. I'd feel bad if some of that dripped down onto my new wall grip paint job. So, hey, here we go. We're approaching the finish line. We're gonna get this gel coated. I got the mixed color pretty good. We're gonna get it done. Today's the day. All right, we'll be right back on it. Okay, the time has come. Time to gel coat all of our fine work. So I think I've got this color nailed down pretty good. It's mostly gray with a touch of blue. You know, PANGA Boats USA is only about an hour south of me. I probably could have called them and got a half a gallon of this gel coat mixed up. But anyways, here we go. We're mixing up. We got the color in there. I'm not going to thin it at all because I'm going to roll this on. I use a little 4-inch roller with a 1/4-inch nap. You know, something that's good for acrylic paint. You know, you wouldn't want to use something latex paint. It would melt it. 10 cc's per quart in this heat. But I use a little extra with the gel coat with wax. It seems to take a little bit more to get it to kick right. We're going to stir this for a while. Okay, all mixed up. Got my roller. Got a little brush in my pocket. Got my little roller tray. I've made more than enough. Extra. I would rather throw away a little product than come up short and have to come back and mix them to finish the job and have stuff starting to set up on you. It's not good. Not good. All right, let's see if we can get up here. Not make a mess. I always bring a little lacquer thinner up here in a rag. If you make a little mess, you want to be able to clean it up. All right, let's just get after it. All right, that's great. We got a good heavy coat on there. We'll let that set up a little bit. We'll get the spray gun out so we can do the webbing on it. That webbing is cool stuff. It just hits here and it goes out. It's cool. You get to see that soon. Okay, thanks for joining me. Okay, we've moved it out here, out of the barn. We're doing the webbing solution. There's all rolled on there. That's starting to set up already. Move that out because when you do this webbing, it just goes everywhere. Get all the trucks out of the way, everything out of the way. Anything you don't want webbing solution on, don't have it there. So we really got to go in a hurry here. I can't be dallying because once we mix this stuff, it's done. So we got to use neutral gel coat, neutral, which doesn't have wax in it. So we have to add a little bit of wax, which they call sanding aid. And it's just such a little bit. It takes, I won't even use near all this. But I'm just going to put a little thimbleful in it. It don't take much. And if you ever forget to put your wax in, what'll happen is gel coat it'll seem like it never dries. It's weird. It'll always be tacky, especially when the sun shines on it. But if you forget, especially on a small job, you can get some mold release wax and go over your job when you're done. It'll save the day. When I say when it's done, like the next day or something is cured, supposedly. So this is neutral gel coat mixed with webbing solution. This is what makes it hit the air and atomizes. I got just a little bit of blue in here and some black, so it's going to come out like navy blue. And we want to mix this really good, because we're going to do this in a spray gun. Once I put this, we got to go, and then I'm going to run back in here and clean out the spray gun. It's a spray gun with a big tip, a 2.5 tip, 2.5. Okay, here we go. Hardener. And we're not going to measure this. We're just going to put several drops in there and give it a squirt. You want to make sure this sets up. Such a little bit. I mean, how do you measure that? You know, probably a couple cc's worth. But like always, make sure you mix it good, mix it good, mix it good, mix it good. I got a cardboard box out there on the ground. We'll spray a little test pattern on it, make sure we got it set the way we want it. I think I got the consistency just right. If you ever got to thin it down, you want to use styrene to thin it down. We're going to leave it like that. Now I got to run like the wind and go clean this gun. All right, thanks for joining me. Okay, there it is. Panga's all done. Anchor pulpit's installed, rub rail's back on. Everything's paired, nice and easy, straightest part of the whole boat now. Got our hatch cover in place. I found a hatch cover to put up on top up there. I'll be getting it tomorrow. It's just a small one. It's got a cutout in it for the chain. It's called a rope blocker hatch. That'll be perfect for that. Then I won't have the chain out on top of that deck. I was going to cut a notch in the top of that one just for the chain to go straight in. Well, why have that chain on top of the deck if you don't need it there? Anyway, it came out exactly how I was hoping for. I like the pattern. I like the webbing style better than the dots that are on the hull to start with. So whenever I get around to regelling the whole inside of this, I'll web it like that, and I think it looks pretty sharp. So, hey. Thanks for joining me on this project. Had a good time doing it. If you like these videos, thumbs up, like, subscribe. We'll do them some more. Have a great day.